Hey everyone. So, uh, I just wanted to share a quick thought today about the Illuminati or the Cabal, whatever whatever label you like to give it. They're all the same thing. If you didn't know, um, but I was thinking about uh, World War II, um, and a lot of people don't know. A lot of people are aware of the deep state these days, but they don't know quite the history of it. It goes back a lot farther than a lot of people think. But here in America, it basically became what it is in World War II. That's kind of where the seeds were sown. Um, because, as many of you might be aware, it goes back, to the beginning of time, essentially. I mean, there have always been secret societies. Um, and they all have these sort of common threads. Um, the Babylonians had their secret society. Um, all the great uh, old cultures had secret societies. Um, it really got bad in ancient Greece, um, but when the Roman Empire fell, uh, it it moved in large part to England. Um, and it's spread all over Europe, and since then, all over the whole world, unfortunately. But they all have this uh, secret knowledge. That's one of the big things that connects them. They all have knowledge that they feel that um, they are privileged to have. They're usually comprised of people who actually think that they are better than everyone else, and who just desire power, and they have knowledge that they believe will actually keep them above everyone else, in power over everyone else. And for the most part, I think that's true. You know, the sorts of knowledge they have does give them that ability. Things like how to control and manipulate people um, psychologically, things like that. Um, and there are other things, deeper things, things that most people would have a hard time believing, which will be something for a future video for sure. Um, but anyway, so they uh, they were pretty well established in Europe eventually, and they have been ever since. But when World War II happened, that gave them a really good opportunity to sort of get their foot in the door and begin infiltrating the U.S. Um, I think basically what I wanted to talk about today was the little known fact amongst the general public that the Second World War was, on the ground level, uh, people fighting against people, other nations, but at the top levels, just a game played by the Illuminati. Um, because war is extremely good for business. Money's great. There are many ways that money can be manipulated in war, um, as money is raised for the war effort, to line the pockets of those in power. But apart from that, as if you are familiar with the Illuminati, um, you'll know this is true. They just love to uh, divide people. They love to divide people, and they do this many different ways. War. is an excellent way to divide people, and keep them distracted, from them, the true enemy, and that is one of the big reasons they start these wars. Anyway, so yeah, the war was seemingly a battle between nations, but in reality, it was just a big charade, and that is a fact, though little known. Little known. I'm not sure why. I think largely it's because the school system here in the U.S. at least, and I would say most places, is completely compromised, bought out. And there's plenty of evidence for this as well, but that will also be for another time. But there are books written on the subject that you can check out. New World Order is a book. No. Illuminati. The Illuminati is a book that you can check out. Also, Wall Street and the Rise of Hitler. Wall Street created Hitler and the Nazi Party. They wouldn't have been able to do it without American funding. You can check that out. Also, there's Trading with the Enemy, which talks all about the Nazis and Americans colluding, for money to create this war. And a book called American Swastika. There's so much evidence. There's so much. It's not evidence. It's proof. There's no disputing it. Once you know the information, I mean, people who study this stuff, there's no question. They're just like, this is what happened, but people just don't know about it. So it's pretty interesting. Nazi planes were built by Boeing company. Tanks, the German tanks, were built by Henry Ford, and Henry Ford himself was a very good friends with the Nazis and Hitler's people. There are photographs of him getting awards. He got the Grand Cross of the German Eagle award, and he didn't have he didn't like the Jews either. So that's a really good incentive for him to help the Germans. That's also no secret if you do your homework. He wrote a whole, I think, 90-something articles. I mean, he had his own newspaper. They published 90-something articles about Jews and the problem that they pose to society and the world, and how they, how he wants them eliminated and things like that. So he was as bad as the rest of them, in the Nazi, the higher ups in the Nazi party, and he published this all in a book that you can still find. It's called The International Jew. So Henry Ford, being basically a Nazi sympathizer and helping out the Germans, is no secret either. You just have to do a little digging. It's just not taught in schools, unfortunately. So that's basically it. Once you can start to learn these sorts of well-established facts that point to conspiracy theories, then you can start to understand that these conspiracy theories aren't so crazy. They're more logical than the reverse, which is the commonly believed ideas. So yeah, that's my spiel. Do your homework, and I will see you next time.